Happy whatever day it is, brothers and sisters, the Wease family circus. Today was supposed to be Dave Kane. He's on the way, but he's fucking late. So we'll start because we got appointments. I got up today. Tell them what time, Bub. Go ahead.
Well, we got out of the bed at 4, but we were up earlier.
We never slept. I'm in a bad way. I'm on prednisone for a few days because this morning I had to be at the hospital at 5:30 a.m. for MRI. I had the MRI. My arms are killing me because the dudes, I must have no veins.
It's all that drug use. Don't do drugs, kids. What? All that drug use. No veins anymore.
Right. I'm taking a ton of antibiotics.
For what?
And then
he's on
for
2
my
different
infections that I was in emergency and in the hospital for.
But it wasn't they thought you had a staph infection.
Right.
No, so I do have a staph infection.
You do?
Yeah, definitely. I'll show you the report. They thought I had the worst one. That's why they
thought he had MRSA.
MRSA.
And that's what they were making me stay there for. But a infectious disease specialist doctor sprung me, got me out.
Yeah, I was there. He was the nice.
Oh, you were?
Jake got to meet him and stuff, yeah.
But he was saying he thought it was no staph at all, right?
No, it's staph. I got the report. I'll show it to you.
Transcript was really
I don't know
hard
if you
to
know
read.
this. What'd you say?
I wasn't there, and Jake had a whole transcript of it, but it was because you were talking and he was talking, and it was just
hard to tell who was who.
It was confusing to me.
But he saved you, yeah. He was ready to get you out of there.
I wanted to kiss his ass. But what I wanted to tell you, if people don't know, in the old days, when I say old days, I'm talking 10 years ago even, if you had an MRI or a blood test or a CAT scan, you had to wait till your doctor got the report, and then he would call you, or you could see him and he'd tell you. Now there's something called My Chart. Do you have it?
Yeah, all the reports go right there.
Oh my God, they come immediately. I'm afraid to look at today's.
Before the doctor even looks at it.
Yeah, well, I get it. You get it right away.
Yeah, you could even send that to a different person if you wanted a second opinion.
And I have the one staph infection. You saw it.
So the prednisone, that'll keep you awake. Those at steroids.
Right. So he didn't sleep last night.
I haven't slept.
Yeah.
And he wasn't allowed to drink anything or eat anything
or
any.
Or eat a fast for the blood test.
In the machine, I had such a dry mouth it was killing me. And
you can't drink water?
For this particular MRI, because it was to do with the prostate area.
Okay.
So there's for whatever reason they wanted a completely empty
dry.
bladder.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know.
So anyway, then I went to Sammy's, Doreen and I, straight down the street. Couldn't sleep. It's killing me. So.
Well, because first we went to the country club diner, and you had a cup of coffee, which that was probably the mistake.
Oh, please.
Should have went right to.
No, well, I think the prednisone, that'll keep you up. Coffee is nothing compared to the drug of a steroid. It'll keep you up.
Can I say what really woke us up this morning, or at least woke me up this morning?
Oh, this is let me tell it, and then you can take over. I forgot, 3:30?
Around 3:30.
3:30. I'm deaf. I don't wear my shit in the sleep.
And I hear
she comes over and says.
I hear this hissing sound. Shh, shh. And I see a white light. And I'm like, what is that? It sounded like a dragon breathing right in my window.
I don't get to tell what.
Yeah, now you do, because you couldn't hear that, so I wanted to
say. So she comes in my ears and she has to yell right here. You should see what the neighbors do.
I said, go look outside.
I couldn't believe it. So I got up out of bed and looked outside, and the neighbor had a blowtorch, a literal blowtorch, and a big light
white
attached to his head. And he's burning. He's got a big dock with about 4 boats anyway.
Yeah.
And he's burning them. And he's burning them. And he's burning them.
And he's burning underneath the canopies of the boats.
Going, what
around the boats.
Is he killing all the cobwebs and all the bugs?
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Three-
it's a little
3:30
scary to
in
do that near gasoline operated,
In the middle of the night, waking everybody up.
Yeah, like, I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that I had the windows open and didn't just say I had the windows closed so I wasn't hearing the hissing sound, because it was loud.
Is it?
It's the white light is like kept shining
Yeah.
in.
Oh, Doreen, yeah, it's so lame for you.
Every time he
I
turns,
saw it, but big deal.
okay, some people
Good Lord.
can sleep through it.
I know. I
Big deal.
think if someone's shining a light into your room, that's
Yeah.
something to get annoyed about.
A little light, but it's on his head.
I
Yeah,
know.
but
So
it's
if
a
he turns
spotlight.
our
Right.
way for 3 seconds, it comes in the room.
Right. It was a few weeks earlier, a family that was renting, they went out for like a 5 a.m. fishing trip in the dark, and they had their spotlight, and it kept shining in the room. And
I
it
guess
woke me up,
that's
you
the
know?
one thing about living on the water. You have to, I guess, put up with
Yeah.
lights coming in your room. Boat lights are constantly shining in your place.
Yeah, but I mean,
Was it the right next to the left? Those guys? Was it the ex-husband?
Guy
Or
on
the
the
No,
new-
it
the
was
new-
the new
The
boyfriend.
new boyfriend?
He's
Yeah,
got
well,
the spotlight and the
nice guy, right?
Yeah, but I usually see him. He does it very nice. He usually does it at like 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock when he gets home. Like he's been doing it. I don't know what sent him out at 3:45 to do it. Like, does he have a spider alarm or something?
But that reminds me, I actually took a note about spider webs before this happened.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, as we were walking yesterday and outside coming up the street, I could see spider webs that went from over there, like to this guy's mailbox, right? I started thinking, how do they do that?
They fly.
Spiders fly?
Yeah, they swing. You ever see Spider-Man?
What do you mean? I don't
no,
get it.
what they do is they float more or less. Like they can decline and pull their thing, so they're kind of like floating downwards and pulling their string.
But
they're
I
so
see
light.
one's level.
Yeah, because
I'll show you. I'm
because
going, how
they
did that
swing.
spider,
Because they make the web and then they swing to another location,
like, by the way, that's the other thing.
like Spider-Man.
The new movie, I've read phenomenal reviews
I know.
of the new Spider-Man because it's different and it's personal.
Did you hear about the theater that got evacuated
No.
because someone was farting so badly
Come on.
that they thought it
No.
was like a deadly? They thought it was like a toxic
Is
gas.
this real?
Real. I saw videos on it.
That's not-
People in the
I can't believe
people
Was
in
my brother in that theater?
people in Spider-Man outfits, like on their phones out in the lobby, trying to figure out if they're gonna get back in. I saw a little clip on it. I'll pull it
Joe
up.
T went to the movies?
Or my brother?
How bad?
Oh, his are bad. They're
Yeesh.
bad.
But that movie got great reviews, and I'm waiting for TV, of course.
What about the Odyssey? Are you going?
There's a big controversy about the Odyssey. Do you
Wait.
know?
The IMAX.
No, not the controversy we mentioned before. That people are selling tickets
Yeah,
to
yeah.
IMAX.
Yeah,
And in New York, I don't think here, they have midnight and 2 a.m. showings. But in the New York Times, which I could look up on my phone because I've subscribed, a guy wrote this big negative review about the Odyssey.
Really?
Yeah, and he's mad that he's not mad. He's going, something wrong with me because we know it's setting records and everything. But his beef was how it's not true to the poem. Who gives a shit? It's a movie. It's a movie. You make a movie to entertain people.
It's
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan. Like his success is, you just look at his track record and you don't care what the movie is. You want to see how he perceives that picture,
Yeah.
right?
I got the whole article here from. I read the article, and he's so hurt, that someone would change the poem or not understand it. Who gives a shit? Not the people going to the movie.
I don't know. I bet you there's a lot of people going to the movie that don't even know the poem.
Oh,
I didn't even know it was a poem.
It's
I
a
didn't know there
poem.
was a what poem.
It's maybe the most famous poem ever, I guess.
I'm assuming it's about a ship and an Odyssey across something. I know nothing about the movie nothing about the story. All I know is they shot it in IMAX specifically.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's the big deal.
most people are missing a big portion of the film because in regular theater, you're missing the top and bottom of the frame.
Oh.
Yeah.
That must be it.
That's probably a fact. So probably also will happen when you watch it at home on
100%.
streaming.
Yeah. In order to see it the way that it was
We got to go to the theater. Then.
was filmed,
Oh, we have to go to IMAX.
IMAX, yeah.
Where's the one where we live?
Tinseltown.
No, south.
Yeah, at the Science Museum,
What?
near the Science Museum where we took the kids that time. Where the library that you
Oh,
have
it's by
gone.
there?
Yeah,
Come on.
yeah, right there.
They have an IMAX by my library?
Yep.
But the thing is everything's framed center, so you're not missing any plot points, or you're not missing anything that's going to make the movie.
But to get the full experience
Yeah.
of way they wanted you to
I'm
have
going to
it,
go to IMAX.
you gotta go to IMAX.
I was wondering why everybody's going to friggin' IMAX.
That's why.
That's why. Thank you.
That was very smart. Like, he probably did a nice boost for IMAX theaters, you know? He probably gave them a nice
People,
jolt.
I mean, they hate it because there's some places that don't even have IMAX
Right,
theaters,
exactly.
and you gotta resell tickets.
Is it in regular theaters too?
Yeah, but you're missing again the top and bottom of the
Ay,
film.
ay, ay.
But I don't know why they can't adapt it, because you know how, they always have that adapted for like, why they can't adapt
It would squish. It would make it look smaller because it turns into like a square versus
Oh,
widescreen.
gotcha.
So imagine putting a square
Yeah,
in
that
here,
would stink.
and then you're missing the sides.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that. I would hate that.
So usually on the weekends, sometimes Jake and his family come out, sometimes Sammy hardly, but Lucy and her million girlfriends come. And my girlfriend Hannah, you know Hannah, the other day, well, she smokes a lot of herb. The other day, she whipped out a tampon and handed it to me. What is that? What kind of joke is that?
I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know.
She did it. What do you give me a tampon?
I think they were talking about something, and maybe you asked something. She's not gonna just hand you. Or maybe it's some kind of viral joke that people are doing. I don't know.
The funniest thing was last time we were there, and it was when I brought you some food, and you ate it one night, and then the next night, Lucy and all her friends tried to be nice, and they made you a plate of sausage and stuff and brought it up to you, and you're like, "What the fuck is this? I don't want this shit. I want the gumbo that I had last night."
Oh, the gumbo, yeah.
Oh, the gumbo.
Oh, yeah. And they were so upset. They came down. They're like, "Oh, he yelled at us." They thought they were doing this nice thing, and
He had his heart set on the gumbo, though, and when someone brings you sausages when you're thinking gumbo,
Yeah.
you forget that someone's
it
doing
wasn't
you
even sausages. It was a
I love
ballpark
that.
hot dog.
Oh,
I
was
love
worse.
that. I ate all of that gumbo.
there'll be more. Don't worry. She keeps talking. That neighbor won't stop talking about her cooking. It's all she talks to. Bianca brought her the dish that she made that in. She was stuck in the driveway with her for 45 minutes listening to her talk about food.
Well, it's funny because when we
Well,
met
she's
her,
really good at it.
Yeah.
when we met her as she was leaving, and I made a greeting, she spoke at least 15 minutes about cooking. And it's funny, it's a woman married to a man of color, and all her specialties are black food.
I think
Chitlins, collard green. Well, it's a fact. What do you? I mean, are you not? Everybody that knows
Southern,
the
yeah,
culture.
Southern food, and her ex-husband is also a person of color too. So she's rooted in that food. I'm sure it's delish.
It is. What's so funny?
Because I don't know. I thought it's politically correct now to just say black. And you guys
What did I say?
I said person of
you
color.
all said person of color. and
What's
I don't-
wrong with that?
I don't know. I don't think that's what you're supposed to say anymore.
Yes, it is. God.
Dave, are you
yes,
here?
it is.
Okay.
Dave's not here yet.
Anyway, I'm sorry.
Did
That's
you
funny.
watch the Dink?
Oh, I did. I finally did. I'm glad you brought it up because
The Dink.
good
No,
movie.
you didn't. I loved it.
I was remembering everything you said to me about it. It's fun. It's this. And as I'm watching it, I'm saying this is also very stupid. And the one reason you wouldn't watch
No kidding.
The Hawk is because of the stupidness. The Hawk's a little bit more stupid. I'll give it to you.
Thank you.
Little
That's
bit
all I
more
wanted.
stupid. Little bit more, but they're both just as fun. They're equal. It's the same story in this sense.
No, but the Hawk, he's such a douchebag. I get uncomfortable. The kid
But
in
that's how-
in pickleball wasn't that much of an asshole.
And it's funny because we're watching the same kid from the pickleball, the Dink, he's in another show that we were watching.
Pleasure. What is it?
Maximum Pleasure Guaranteed. It's like
It's
a
a great.
series.
It's a good series.
It's kind of a little drama
Good
series.
series.
Yeah,
Did
I recommend it.
Did you see the series that he wrote and stars in that was on HBO where he is the editor of like a 1960s magazine, like a
No.
Rolling Stone?
No.
It's a really good show. And
Oh.
he stars in it. He wrote it. I forget what it's called.
I
Who
didn't-
did?
I'll have to
Jake, whatever that guy is from the
Really?
Dink. Yeah. He's got
Well,
and you know
yeah, I
he's-
tell you, we watched them in basically 1 week, being a serious movie and
yeah,
the pickle.
we watched the pickleball and then we
He had a
watched
big
Maximum
role.
Pleasure Guarantee. He plays a divorced dad that, and the,
well, you know where he came from, like
yeah,
where-
the
Yeah, a new girl.
New Girl.
Or some girl.
yeah, New
Great
Girl.
show.
With Katy Perry, right? Not
No.
Katy Perry.
Zoe Deschanel.
Yeah, I always
Yep.
confuse
or
them.
one of the Deschanel.
I always confuse them, so that's why I said Katy Perry because she.
You know, it's funny.
Mine is
Marshall
Katy.
Fine just texted me. Did you? I don't know if you watched Margot Needs Money, but boy, that Elle Fanning shows her beautiful titties. Oh, that's what he said, and she did. But I,
the name of the show I was talking about is Minx.
Minx.
Yeah, and 93 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, I'll have to
is
check
it
that out.
new?
Netflix. No, season 1 came out in 2022. There's only 2 seasons. Season
And
2.
what is it? What's it say it is?
It's a series
It's
about.
a series about the 1970s Los Angeles. An earnest young feminist joins forces with a low-rent publisher to create the first erotic magazine for women.
Oy.
Sounds good though.
I don't know if I like it.
Oh
but
my God.
I get uptight about shit.
It's not like that. It's not.
She made me watch the 4 seasons. Second season, bro.
Okay, so far I'm agreeing it's not great.
That's
Not great.
Tina
It's-
Fey.
It's
Yeah.
so bad, but here's the
It's
thing
kinda
she
light.
loves to hate about me. There's a gay couple and 2 other couples. That's the group. And I get uptight with the gay couple swapping big tongues. Wait,
Hold on.
but wait.
Such a homophobe.
No,
Why
no.
is it that they say that Tina Fey was in love with the gay guy? You did catch that, I hope, and you weren't sleeping.
I fell asleep.
I knew it. Jesus Christ.
Well, her and the black gay guy were very close in college. and
Friends
stuff.
are one thing. They are trying to say she's in love with him.
Maybe she does,
It's
but she
ridiculous.
might love him so much that she did want to start that Airbnb or B&B with him and stuff.
So, a perspective from a gay person. Somebody reached out to me that listens and, hears
They're
this.
mad at me, but it's okay.
Not mad.
It's okay.
Not mad. They said maybe you could, if you thought from their perspective, everything they have to watch is heterosexual kissing, breasts. So the same feeling we get that you may get from watching,
It's a good point.
they feel the same about heterosexual
It is
romance
a
on
wo-
screen. So it's why should we have to feel bad about it when they always are? Right?
Well, I don't. I
I have to
hear
say
ya.
something about this subject because I just read The Calamity Club. It's one of the biggest books out right now. I just finished it. It's a phenomenal book. But in that book, and I might have mentioned this in the last episode, in that book, one of the characters is gay, but it's 1933.
Oh wow.
And they call it he caught the disease. They actually thought it was a disease. And they sent him to a hospital to get rehabilitated. And he comes home, still gay, but married, had to get married for the money from his rich parents. Then the story goes on and on and on. I'm not going to get all into it, but
Yeah,
near
please
the
don't.
end of the book, he had run away.
Well, are you giving a book away to me? Because I want to read the book and enjoy.
Okay.
Please don't.
But anyway, the homosexuality stuff is bad. And a woman in the book got arrested for cohabitating with somebody of color, somebody black. And I'm telling you, we in the 20,000s, young people like you might not even be aware of how a little over 100 years ago, the racism, the lynchings, your wife's Uncle Jimmy, they went down south in the 60s, him and Chris, his wife, to register people to vote and stuff, black people. And there's a couple movies about lynchings right where they went.
Wow.
Goodman, there's a song, Goodman, Schmear, and Cheney, about guys that got murdered, liberals that were living down south.
Didn't you say something about Blackbird being about?
Yes, that's what Blackbird is about. Yep. The one, not the Beatles Blackbird, I don't think.
That's what you told me.
I think, yeah, I did.
Blackbird
and I think
singing in the dead of
let me
the
get the
night.
lyrics.
Take these
Blackbird
broken
singing in the
wings and
dead of the
learn to fly.
night. Take your broken wings.
Dave's calling. Hey, Dave.
Oh, my.
Dave Kane maybe.
No, on the other side.
Like,
You remember where you parked last time?
like,
Okay,
Kano.
he can edit this out.
What's that, bub?
He'll edit this out anyway. He'll edit all this out.
Why? Why?
This-
Why you don't? Why would you edit out our podcast? Why? I'm gonna do a short Dave Kane.
No, this part right here.
Oh, you could, but I wouldn't even do that. It's a podcast. Let people see shit. That's what my radio show, that's the popularity. Now they all do it.
Right.
But, I did get credit. You can hate me now. But I got credit for stinking so bad, but being interesting. My lead was because my life was more interesting than just some radio guy.
Right.
I have an unbelievable long story
Yeah, I
of,
agree.
of many, many, many
I
things.
agree. Yep.
And let people hear. When I got lucky at the beginning, people were doing morning zoos. And,
Yeah.
and that's all, let people.
Hey,
It's not remote.
you need a
So, what
secretary.
happened?
You need a secretary
Go get a seat, bro. Dave Kane,
right there.
white-headed, coming. Let me.
Boom, he said it's not remote. He wasn't sure you were going to be here, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So welcome.
Well, let's see if Dave can give us the answer because
Hi,
he's a
kids.
big. Dave Kane is a dope smoker. He's got a goddamn zigzag. I've never. What's zigzag? I'm kidding.
Is
Bob, you
Zigzag
know
like-
Zigzag?
No, I do
Zigzag
not.
is like the quintessential stoner guy. It's a famous brand of rolling paper. It's
paper.
been
Oh,
around
okay.
for 100
I didn't
years.
know that.
Yeah, Mr. Zigzag.
At the beginning, before even Dave's time, that was the only
Yeah.
rolling paper.
We had
And
some
I-
other, they had Sailor or Rizla or something, but
Later,
it was for rolling cigarettes.
yeah.
Yeah,
But
originally.
later, when Johnny Yaro and I went to Santo Domingo, I've told you this before, I lost all my money gambling, but the dealers used to invite me and Johnny, out like at 2 a.m. to these huts, and they had herb. And they could get marijuana, but they could not get papers.
I knew someone recently told me that story. It was that obviously it was you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then when I came home, I made it a point to send the guy a big
that was
box of
nice.
zigzags.
Well, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me. You guys look great.
Thanks.
So we were just talking. You're the Beatle expert, no?
I know a little bit about the Beatles.
Can you pull the mic closer because I'm deaf?
I know a little bit about the Beatles.
Do you know what I have read, and I could be wrong, and maybe you don't know, and we'll have to Google, Blackbird singing. It's supposedly about Blackbird, the black folks that were lynched and stuff.
Yes.
The people of color.
It was written in Paul's response to the racism that he observed in the U.S. and his commentary on it. About the strength of the black people and,
it
broken
must have
wings.
taken many decades for people to know that.
I don't think people know that.
Still?
I think, if you were really interested in the Beatles, I mean, the info is out there. It doesn't take much to find that out. You can look for a synopsis of every single Beatles song, and it'll tell you pretty much the legit background of it.
So you're doing a Beatles show still?
No, I
What
gave
happened?
it up. I gave it up last Labor Day, so it's been almost a year.
Really?
I did it for 3 years. That was 3 years of Sunday broadcast that I hadn't planned on.
Got tired?
Not so much time. Well, it was just starting to become kind of work. And I don't mean that in a bad way, only in that I hadn't planned on unretiring. And in the 17 months from the time I retired in April of 21 until I started the Beatles on WRUR, in that 17 months, I had so many people come up to me, friends, relatives, people I didn't know, listeners, and nobody said, boy, we really miss it when you play Ted Nugent. Nobody said that. Nobody said that. They all said to a person, man, really miss that Beatles show. So I called up my friends at WRUR, and I go, what do you think? They said, yeah, let's do it. So,
What are you kidding? It's a natural.
yeah, so the thing that made it a lock for me was that I knew that show had so much potential, but it used to just be something that I would tick off on my to-do list. Oh, gotta do the Beatles for Sunday. But now I was able to put 10 to 12 hours of prep into every show. I would start doing my prep on Tuesday or Wednesday, start reading, all right, what happened in Beatles history on these dates, looking up stuff, watching videos, reading, and then I'd put the show together, and I loved doing it because I learned a whole bunch, and I said, finally, I can expand the show. It used to be like, everything was incidentally or by the way, hey, Ticket to Ride, that was number one in 1966. But then I could go into the whole background of it. Before time constraints, I couldn't.
Well, those shows that you did, they could just keep playing them.
Yeah, if I had recorded
Why
them or
not?
if they had
Oh,
recorded them.
they don't have them?
No, and we discussed that. As much as I regret not having recorded the shows, it would have been hard to coordinate the historical dates that would be mentioned in the show. Like, in today's date in history, in September, and the show's running in August. It'd be a little tough.
How old are you?
60 plus 8.
60 with an 8 next to it.
Yes, sir.
Well, let me show you about these young people.
Okay. You don't got to show me, I
Jake,
know.
just last week, I think, went to Buffalo
Yeah.
to see the Beatles cover band,
Yeah.
right? And they played on the roof. And I said to him, well, you know about the big roof show.
Yeah.
Well, I knew of the. I don't know what it was for, the purpose of it. I
It
knew
was
they
a-
did a roof show. I didn't look into why.
Let Dave talk.
All right. So that is one of the most iconic moments,
That's
and
it.
it serves as the Beatles' final live performance. Now, what happened was in 68 and before, tensions were rising in the band. They were all 4 individuals starting to go their own way creatively and with their life. John was attached to Yoko at the hip. George was on his spiritual journey, and George was always frustrated because he got 1, maybe 2 songs on a Beatles album. And of course,
Everybody had a favorite Beatle. Mine was George.
everybody had a favorite Beatle,
Right.
and George was frustrated for years because he was relegated to 1 or 2 songs per album, and then we found out after the fact what a gifted songwriter he was. So tensions were there, and during the recording of the White Album, it really, they broke up unofficially in September of 68. John said, I'm done. I'm leaving the band. But they said, no, let's, keep a hush on it because we have a new album coming out, et cetera, and so on. But they wanted to do a live performance, but they wanted to do it in a controlled environment, like have it broadcast. They wanted to do a live concert from one location, and it was going to be a TV special. And as more details piled on, George started saying, "Look, I'm not signing on for this." So in the midst of all this, they're all at the studio one day at Abbey Road, and they go, "Let's do it on the roof." And they, very impromptu, they set it up on the roof. They had their number one guy, Mal Evans, do everything, and they said, "All right, let's do it." They had practiced a couple of songs for Let It Be. And they went up, did a couple of rehearsals, and then launched into a 35-minute set.
But they got busted. They got
Mal Evans, their number one guy, kept the police at bay for a little while until finally they made it up to the roof and said, "You got to stop."
So it wasn't pre-announced and people just started hearing about it and showing up?
It was very impromptu.
Oh,
They
that's
said they put the kibosh on a TV show and a live broadcast and a concert. They said, "This is going to be it," because they were so tired of all the details and they were just tired.
You think it's on demand somewhere?
Let It Be?
No, the roof.
Oh.
The show.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's part of the that 8-hour Beatles thing that Peter Jackson did. Let It Be. The whole concert's there, and you can see it on the YouTube. It's all isolated. I saw the
You
coolest
should
thing.
look at it after seeing yours. But the one he went to, so he sends me. He had told me he's taking his little boy and his old lady to see the Beatles cover band in Buffalo. I don't think he knew before he went there it was on a roof. True, Jake? True.
Completely true. Yep.
So he went and he sends me this picture. And I go, "Oh, man, that's so cool." And
Yeah.
then your story. And then
It's a very iconic moment in
most.
their history, and any photo of them on the rooftop. You know, you got George is wearing the fur coat, and that was actually belonged to Ringo's wife. It was cold. George says, "Hey, can I borrow your coat?"
That's funny.
And that was it. There's a Lego set that you can get that it has the Beatles on top of the building there in Abbey Road. It's amazing. And that's how iconic it is. It warrants its own Lego set.
Did you watch that movie Across the Universe?
I did not.
Oh, it was
I don't
fun.
watch any Beatles movies that don't
not
have
really
the
a
Beatles in them.
It's not a Beatles movie. It's like
It's
they
a
use
sort
the
of
music
about
Yeah.
to turn it into a story that
Not
goes with the
interested.
music.
fun.
It's
I
cute.
love it.
I haven't watched any of those Beatles inspired movies, and it's unlikely I will watch. They're coming out with 4 movies about each of the 4 individual members. Another year or two, it should be completed. But for those of us that have been fortunate enough to live during the time of the Beatles, we don't need. Personally, I don't need any other stories.
I
other
like
than
it.
theirs.
Are
I
they
don't
your
like
It's fine.
I don't like it.
I don't have an
There's-
issue against it that they're bad. I just have no interest.
What I can't figure out, and I don't believe in God or any of those things, which is probably not good, but what I can't figure out, knowing LVO or the musicians I've met over our career, I cannot fathom how 4 dudes from basically the neighborhood as teenagers got together to make what's still maybe the greatest band ever. How could that be?
I like to recall a quote that David Gilmour from Pink Floyd said.
Yeah.
And for me, it sums it up. It says, the Beatles were not a band. They were a miracle.
Yeah. It
The
has to be.
perfect storm of 4 individuals with immense talent. And Paul McCartney, a genius. And John Lennon, it was the problem that arose with the Beatles. You had two alpha dogs. You had Paul and John fighting for control of the band. But that will never happen again. That perfect confluence of the times, their
it has a lot to do
influences.
with it, yeah.
I mean, the great thing about the Beatles that many people don't know is that they were so ahead of their time, so progressive in terms of their acceptance of racial diversity.
Yeah.
As far
about
back
that?
as 1965, they had it in their contracts that they would not play in the U.S. to any segregated audiences. Jacksonville, Florida, they said, we're not going on because you had the blacks sitting up there and everybody else sitting down
Look
here.
at that.
And they wrote, the thing is, they were so enamored of their influences, Little Richard and Buddy Holly, Chuck Berry, and so many other unknown black R&B performers. Now, their manager, Brian Epstein, owned a music store and a record store. And the Beatles early on would go there and pour through all of the singles that were imported from the U.S., brought back by sailors in the Merchant Marine, and they found all of these artists like Larry Williams and a whole bunch of others that they covered and brought. They loved the girl groups, the Cookies. George was a fan of all these girl groups and the black performers who were making this compelling music that nobody else was listening to. And the Beatles were influenced by that, and they had a lot of influences.
Well, the book I just read once again, The Calamity Club, I mentioned about the racism exposed in that book. But part of it was this was in Tennessee, by the way, in the 30s. But they would talk
much,
about that people weren't allowed to get race records.
That's what they called them, race records. They were made on
music.
small labels to appeal in the black communities, mostly in the South, and that's where many of these performers were from. And unfortunately, for many of those performers, like many during the day, they were taken advantage of by their white managers who would promote them and take them around and get them on tour, but they would take the songwriting credits. They would get the publishing, which is where all the money is.
Didn't I know you'll know the answer. Didn't the Stones at the beginning not give some black folk that wrote the music originally, not give them any money?
I think
had to come up later.
I think, yeah, that happened a number of times, most famously with Zeppelin.
Zeppelin.
Zeppelin was sued by the estate of Willie Dixon for a whole lot of love, and also how many more times? Because they used parts of copyrighted songs, okay? And they had to pay a lot of money. And if you read now on the credits, if I just happened to pull out a Led Zeppelin CD to listen to the other day, because I haven't heard them in forever. I don't played them enough for 2 lifetimes. But you look at the credits, and you look at Whole Lotta Love, and it'll have the 4 members of Zeppelin plus Willie Dixon.
But not at the beginning.
No. Stones, same thing. So many other performers.
But wasn't Willie the most ripped off of all from back in that day?
Yeah, I think he was one of the most prolific, but there were others. But Willie Dixon wrote so many of the Howlin' Wolf, although I don't think they took any Howlin' Wolf stuff. It was, the key guys back then were Willie Dixon, Howlin' Wolf, Muddy Waters.
One of my favorite albums ever, because one of my favorite artists is Van Morrison. But him and John Lee Hooker, you've heard of him.
Yeah.
Doing Gloria. It's so cool.
Yeah, you know what I said? Speaking of Van Morrison, I still have that CD of his Drunken Van Morrison. I don't play those songs no more. Yeah. Anyway.
So, how many years were you on?
In Rochester, I was on for almost 42 years, not counting post-retirement.
42.
So I started at the old Magic 92 in 1980.
I remember.
And then I started CMF in February
But
of
here's
81.
when you're going to get mad at me.
No, I'm not going to get mad at you.
You had a shot to go to Buffalo Morning Show.
Yeah. I had other shots, too.
You didn't feel like taking it.
I took the job. I actually, Coughlin, good old Pete Coughlin,
May
Uncle Pete.
Rest in peace.
God bless him. What a guy. What a great man. He went to be the GM in Buffalo. Calls, says, hey, Davey. He called me Davey. What do you think about doing mornings in Buffalo?
I used to smoke always.
Cools.
Right in your face.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Well, let me think about it. Blah, 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 blah. So I was going to double my salary, all right, from 30 to 60. No big whoop.
Whatever, son.
But
That's a
so I
big
took the
deal.
job. And at the time I took the job, I was 3 weeks away from closing on the house that I currently live in.
Crap.
Okay? So I called my lawyer and I said, just hypothetically, what would happen if I pulled out of it right now? I would have lost, about 10 G's, which Pete said.
To get out of the house.
Yeah. Pete said they would recoup. All right? So, okay. But I didn't sleep for 2 days. I had a newborn and my wife was working. And I said, this is.
Oh, she would have had to give up her gig.
Yeah.
What station was it?
It was 97
WF?
Rock. It was 97 Rock, I believe.
Oh.
WGR.
Who ended up with the gig?
I think it was, I don't remember, maybe John Hager. But, so I didn't take the job and ended up they matched the offer here in Rochester. So I stayed, and I felt much better about it because I learned in the long run I make a better lieutenant than a captain.
Well, it doesn't matter. You know, you love the music.
I loved where I
Your
was.
gig was the music, and that's what you wanted to do,
Yeah.
and you did.
Yeah.
And you had probably the biggest music career in Rochester radio.
Yeah.
You're a big deal with the Rochester music community.
Well, you know what? You had everything else was covered. You had the talk thing and the other you had mornings covered. And what Stanley Main used to like to point out to advertisers said, like, unlike it, with the exception of Bob and Tom in Indianapolis, who ruled, you would see in the ratings morning show, and then the midday guy would come on and it'd go down here, you know. And with Wease, it was here, and then I came on, and it maintained it until afternoon drive. And that was the difference, is that there was no loss of audience. It was steady throughout the day. So as the bridge between morning and afternoon drive, it worked really well because people didn't go away. I had them all day at work.
Yeah.
And it was just the best time. You know, it was just...
It was the best time.
It was the best time to do radio. It was the best time to be with those companies and the people that we worked with. Unbelievable.
So what is your take? I have mine, but what is your take on the state of radio?
Sucks. Odyssey sucks. iHeart sucks.
It just doesn't suck. I believe it's over.
It's
over.
Well, here's
for
the
now.
thing. My bitterness is because smaller markets like Rochester, medium size and smaller, fell off the radar for these big companies, and they, in my estimation, in my opinion, is that they didn't think these markets were important enough or crucial enough to have live and local people on. Now, I understand the business model. They cut expenses, you know, first overnight.
That was the key.
I just think about poor Uncle Raj. Had he lived, he would have been fired. They would have automated his show first. Overnights were the first to be automated. Unrated time. They don't have to pay a full-time salary or benefits. And they say, oh, yeah, let's do 7 to midnight also.
I'm trying to remember, Dave, how many years ago do you think they stopped the overnight shift? Lots.
20?
Wait, was there ever, once Uncle Raj was murdered, did we ever have another guy?
No, we automated it, and we all pre-recorded some breaks, some generic breaks.
So that used to be, in our day and before, where they took young people to learn, see if they could move up.
Isn't that how you started?
Well, no, he started doing weekends, and I got a great story.
Overnight. Yeah, it was fun.
There are no entry-level positions. Even while I was working, like I know at the Top 40 that we worked with, somebody was, I got hired to do part-time and weekends. Great, but I have to pre-record it. Now, these are now the whole thing with pre-recording and voice tracking is that if you have experience, you already know how to get into a rhythm, you know, and you can go through and pre-record your breaks. But if you have no broadcast experience, you have no rhythm. So you can't go on the mic and, you know, how do I do this? It helps to be live and in the moment. You can't be spontaneous in advance.
I feel so bad for young people that still think radio they're going to get in. How are they getting in? They can't get in.
No, there's no entry level. And even if you have skills, you're not going to keep them because they can automate and they can pipe in, you know, their high-priced voices from major markets. Say, here's an extra 500, read up on Rochester. Learn how to pronounce this, that, and the other thing. And they get the most out of their highly paid talent, and they save money in the smaller markets.
Well, the two biggest companies in Rochester are both hugely bankrupt.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to
Morally,
mention his
too.
name, but a friend of yours and mine, that was like third or fourth in iHeart from the top in L.A. He even got the pipe.
Yeah.
They have no money, and now the iHeart in Rochester has 2 on-air employees, Tools and Lonsbury.
Well,
that's the whole with 5 stations.
Odyssey
Dino sells, but has a country shift.
Well, that's the only reason why he's on the air is because he sells.
Right.
God bless him. That's always been his gig. But the Odyssey stations, the only live shows are in the morning. Every other day part is pre-recorded and piped in.
Well,
from
wait a
elsewhere.
minute. Let me not, because I just read a full-page article. I never even knew. You know Andre Langston.
Yeah.
His daughter runs the joint now.
Well, yeah, it's
And
always been a
I
family
think
operation.
they definitely have a morning show. I don't know if it's not piped in.
Well, a morning show, a syndicated morning show, is not unusual. You know, if you didn't have a good morning show and you're in a small market, you can't. There were enough syndicated morning shows. Okay, mornings are syndicated, but that was all there was. And if they have a syndicated morning show, that's okay because they're live and local. The rest, and God bless them, they've had big bags of money waved in front of them to be part, and they said, "Nah, we have a
It's
thing to do."
phenomenal about DCAX. They're number 1 or 2
Yep.
every book.
That's good.
1 or 2. They're doing it, man.
Yeah,
And that's
absolutely.
it makes me feel good because I think it is more local than any other station.
Without a doubt, except for the non-commercials, WGMC, WRUR.
That's where I'm surprised you didn't do the Beatle.
Where?
That GN whatever is.
Well, that's a jazz station.
Oh.
RUR was
did
the natural.
RUR.
That was the natural.
He did the other one, the RUR one.
Oh, that's that's U of R.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So WRUR is owned by the University of Rochester, but it's in partnership with the whole WXXI organization. And from 8 or 9 a.m. until 8 p.m., it's live and local programming from downtown. Then they switch over so that the students get their shot at being on the radio from 8 and then through overnight. And then at 9, it switches back to downtown. So it's a partnership, but they are able, they're what's called a AAA station, adult alternative.
So let me ask you something. What do you do every day?
Me? Well, I do a lot. I sleep till I wake up. I get plenty of rest. I get together with friends. Girlfriend and grandkids are coming over today. We're gonna, frolic in the pool. I get with friends. I take care of the house. I listen to a lot of music. I read. I have hobbies. Usually, the morning starts cannabis, coffee, and a crossword puzzle.
Cannabis.
Coffee and crossword.
Hear that, bub? I'm down to vaping, though.
Vaping's not good for you.
Don't get me scared.
Look, how old are you? 80 almost? You're good.
Yeah.
Bro,
what I
you
was
have beat so much crap,
But, I mean, you see, because of my cancer and
Yeah.
everything, I figured, how is it worse than herb?
Well, it depends on the vape that you're doing. Like I have a vaporizer, which it's not smoke. You don't want smoke because that's an irritant. All right, but the vapor is not smoke. It's just that it's vapor. It's a different or a state of.
It's a gas essentially versus.
Yeah.
Jake, do you know
So
what he's talking about?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it looks like it's a little thing, and it superheats the weed so that the resin glands vaporize. They don't burn.
Jake, you know this?
I have.
They vaporize, and it's
Do you have like a PAX device?
No,
Or do you use like a volcano?
A volcano.
Yeah.
I use a
So
volcano.
wait a minute, is that better than vape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
Vape, you
what,
get
does vape
very,
got
very
bad
highly
chemicals?
concentrated, THC.
You won't get as high the way he does it. I've done it all,
Yeah.
and it's more work. You gotta put the flower in a machine.
What about, does a water pipe make any difference?
Nah.
That's smoking.
It's still smoke.
Yeah.
No, the volcano's a pretty simple setup. You just fill the bowl, you turn it on the machine, you wait about a minute for it to heat up, you read the temperature, okay, good. And then you turn on a little fan, and you got a hose, and it blows it out of the hose there.
So
what,
you don't have a bag that fills up.
I have the bag, but that's, for when you have company over, and then I don't have company over to smoke
Gotcha.
the vaporizer.
Have you ever heard of what this bad part of vape has done to anybody so I can get scared enough?
Nope.
It's in the
Concentrated.
infancy of its. Vape has been around for a handful of years. There's not enough research to say what exactly it's doing, but they're saying that the liquid, because it's vapor, it can cause, I guess, like liquid molecules. So like you could get.
It's very heavily
no one knows
concentrated.
if it's gonna.
Well, when I take a hit, when I blow it out, looks like smoke.
Well, yeah, it's
version of
vapor.
it.
Now, I have to take a moratorium, which started yesterday, for about 2 weeks because that's some dental work that has to heal, and smoking is not good for us. So, cookies.
Well, you're taking a moratorium. Why? I couldn't.
Because I had some dental surgery, and in order for it to heal, no smoking and no swishing, around.
No swishing.
Yeah,
So
you can't
just
swish.
edibles then, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a day so far. Now I'm a chronic. I don't smoke all the time, only when I'm awake. So
By the way, I didn't ask you what you did every day
Oh.
to be mean, because
No.
if I didn't do this and have a casino, I don't think I can live.
Oh,
I
he'd
need
be-
shit to do.
we'd be going
even,
crazy.
Even I can't sit at the crib or.
I
I
am
mean, I
loving
only
it.
stay with my wife almost everything.
Yeah. Well, and that's a big thing for a lot of guys. All right, I don't have anything to do, and I'm underfoot here with the wife. But I retired only because the conditions mandated. I would have stayed on forever had it been favorable, but it wasn't, and I knew eventually they'd can me as well.
That, for sure.
Yeah. So
That's
I got
what's
out
happening.
on my own terms. I got out on top.
Very good.
And I'm very happy. It's been 5 years and change that I'm retired, and I love it. One of the things, I do some volunteer work. I read to school kids, something I've done for more than 30 years.
That's
But
nice.
now I get to do it
Giving
a
back a
lot.
little.
Well, I read to second, third, and fourth graders in Bergen, and
real?
second graders in Brockport, and any other school in Monroe County that wants me to come. I'll come and I'll read. I got put on my Dr. Seuss Cat in a Hat shirt,
That's
and I
cute.
come in and I have a
What
blast.
a guy. That's
It's
beautiful.
the best.
Giving back to the community a little
Well,
bit.
it's not. I will say, it's selfish in that I do it to fill myself up with all the nonsense in the world, to go and sit in front of 25 kids with eager faces looking up at you, hanging on
Yeah.
every word. It just fills me up.
It's funny. The book I'm reading right now, Theo of Golden,
Okay.
he's doing, the book is semi-corny, hugely popular. But the basis of the book is the guy went to this coffee shop in this new town he went to, and it's full of portraits, art portraits. So he ends up buying them one at a time and giving them to the people who are in them. And basically every chapter, he's just doing for people, crazy. And people keep asking, what the hell is wrong? Why do you do all this? And he said he's rich, and he's 86 and rich. And he said, because it's better to do for others than for you will get joy. It's what you're saying. He gets joy from helping people.
So do I. I get joy out of being kind to people because there's a lack of kindness. I live my neighbors on either side are all in their 80s. I take care of their properties from time to time. I cut the grass. I blow the snow because I value good neighbors. And again, it takes so little to be kind, And the
Well, it doesn't
simplest
look that
gesture.
way
Here's
these
something
days.
that I wrote that I want to get into a fortune cookie. It costs nothing to pay a compliment, and to the recipient, it might have untold value.
There you go.
You look at, when I go to like the War Memorial or something, and you go up to get something at one of the concession stands, and you see a middle-aged woman, and she's just looking so sahagit, so beat down, and she goes, "Hi, can I help you?" I go, "I have a question. How are you?" And you can see them visibly relaxed. She goes, I'm good, thank you. And then they smile, and you just made somebody feel better. But people just want to be acknowledged. They want what they do to be acknowledged. And it takes so little to say
Bro,
thank you.
I don't want, I've been doing that my whole
Yeah,
life.
because it's nice to
not
be
much.
important, but it's more important to
But-
be nice. And it takes no effort.
No.
It takes effort to be mean. It takes effort to hate. It's natural to love and to be kind.
Dave Kane.
So what the story?
The story. So I've been on a couple of podcasts. I've been on Moranimals. I've been on Terry Clifford's. I've been on
Who's he?
Huh? Terry.
Terry
Oh,
Clifford.
Terry.
Terry Clifford from The Bee.
Yeah.
All right. And most recently, Boomer. I don't know if you remember Boomer. But they say, do you have any favorite Wease stories?
Who's Boomer?
Huh?
Boomer. Who's he?
Boomer. He did mostly production stuff, but he was a part-time. After you left, he did part-time for us.
I have to ask this for my son.
Yes.
Have all the podcasts you've been on, have any of them at a studio at this level?
No.
Kid's wacky.
This is a very nice homey setup. Now, there's nothing wrong with the other, like
obviously.
Scott
They
Fitzgerald.
do the
I've done the
job.
podcast here. He has a beautiful facility. Terry has a room in her house in Penfield that she transformed into a very homey, cozy, meaning small, studio. But it's just enough room to do what you got to do. It makes it very comfortable. As is this, it's not sterile.
Is it
it's not
usually just
institutional.
you and the host at
Yeah,
those?
yeah.
Bob, didn't Sage Steele, did she ever put a studio when she was below us?
No, but she sort of copied our setup and did her setup in her new house in Nashville because they built a house there, and she has one, like, I think it's over her garage or something.
No,
I know.
this is lovely. And Jake, you the man. Look at this.
But you're telling the story.
All right, so here's the favorite Wease story. Now, this goes back to the very beginning. This is 1981, possibly I believe it's 82. Remember Frank Holler? Sergeant Holler.
By the way, I have jokes about him.
We mutinied about that. We met outside the station to try to get rid of this guy.
Oh, wow.
Oh, do we have the meeting in my crib?
Yes, we met at your crib. What are we going to do about this frickin' guy? So he, as the midday guy, everybody did a weekend shift, and I used to do Saturday middays. So Frank Holler came in and says, I don't know if he was mad at me, where he says, you're going to do Saturday mornings 6 to 10. I go, 6 to 10? He said, yeah, 6 to 10 Saturday mornings. Okay. Now, at that time, Wease was brand new to doing weekends. Tripp and Coughlin had said, he's a personality. Let's put Wease on.
I was just doing an overnight.
Yeah, he was doing a weekend overnight. And so, and that's how we started.
Yeah.
It was kind of a lark. Tripp
course.
and Coughlin said, let's put Wease on, because he was friendly with everybody. So I came in on a Saturday morning, about 5:30. You're getting towards the end
Oh,
of your
I know
shift.
the story.
You know that I walk in, there's Wease behind the mic, young lady on the crab couch,
On the crib.
a deering machine full of blow on the counter.
Oh, my God.
So I walk in and I look at Wease, and I look at the girl, I look at the blow. Wease looks at me, he goes, brah, help yourself. So I did.
To what?
No,
The
didn't
blow or
I-
the
Well,
girl?
I did a line or two.
What about the girl?
But didn't I say for the girl to stay with you?
Yes. So Wease leaves, and the girl's there, and she's looking at me, and I just did to her, you gotta go,
That's funny.
because I was so hyped up
Oh my
on the
God.
blow, and that was my favorite story. I used to buy my blow from
I
Wease.
forgot the story, and I
You used
know
to have
the
the
story.
safe
and
in
it's
your
It's a little
house.
side business that he
Yeah,
had.
what were you were on Cedarwood or Hazelwood?
Say again?
You used to live on
Cedarwood?
Cedarwood or Hazelwood?
Cedarwood,
in the
right?
city. Cedarwood. So
The corner of Cedarwood in Wisconsin.
yeah, so I used to buy blow from Wease, and he had a safe in the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, behind the picture, but it wasn't like what you
Yes.
call professionally installed. It was like somebody punched out the drywall and then put the safe in between the studs.
That's
The other favorite is the Cocaine and Grand Marnier days of 1984, going to
Oh,
Cleveland
shit.
for
I didn't think you
Springsteen.
even knew that story.
I was there. I remember I came to
I
the
got
hotel.
fired
Yeah, well,
You
for a
got
minute.
fired?
for a minute.
You
But
know,
you
let
took
me-
the
I don't
train.
think I know this story. I don't think it's
You
in
took
No,
the
this-
train with Sandy to Cleveland to see Springsteen.
Oh, that's what different story.
84. You know, I drove there with a buddy, and it was the Cocaine and Grand Marnier
Oh,
time
you went to that same show.
in Richfield, Ohio.
But this T.C. Rocker,
Yeah.
Right.
Jimmy Ponytail's father,
I knew that you.
had this broad. This is where different story. And he turned, and so him and the broad and me went out one weeknight. And Grand Marnier all night and cocaine all night. And then she came back to my crib. I got some pussy. And I took her home the next day, 11 or 12. And I went in and Coughlin fired me. He said, you can't do this. You
Were
can't
you late to work or you were messed up?
Both. What? I'll come in at noon. You can't. I was in sales.
Oh,
at
because
the
you were in sales. Okay.
Sales.
Oh, okay.
and one overnight, sales, and he fired me. So I got fired, and then he said, listen, if you can write me a letter of why you deserve to stay here, I'll let you stay. So
Would
of
you
course,
not have gotten the job in the future if you never wrote that letter?
Probably
that was
not.
your way in eventually.
Yeah,
No,
hard to
because
say.
This whole shit is an accident.
Right.
The whole shit.
Yeah, what Jake is saying, had you not wrote that apology or why you deserve letter, you would have never probably had a morning show.
Never.
Yeah.
Not even a thought. Never even with my shitty voice and everything else. Never.
Well,
And the thing is that Trip, when I was inducted into the
Yeah.
National Hall of Fame, I was supposed to have someone tell
Induct
my
you.
story.
Yeah.
And I picked Trip. Once he came, I was also got an award at Morning Show Boot Camp, and he showed up
That was so,
and freaked
that was
me
so
out.
sweet.
He called. I went down to the lobby. I didn't even know. I thought I was coming down to meet the guy
Yeah.
that was going to be the monitor of my panel at that time. But it was also getting an award, and it was Trip. And you know I'm a pussy. And when I got my award, he was in the back. He only flew in for this from whichever place he owned.
Denver,
Trip.
He owns so many.
Denver,
what?
Texas.
Trip was not there.
You
Yes,
don't
he-
know what
no.
you're talking about.
Yeah,
Trip, don't, you don't know what you're talking.
You're not talking about the Radio Hall of Fame inductee ceremony?
I'm talking about now morning
Gotcha.
show boot
Boot
camp.
camp.
And he showed
He
up.
showed up at the,
And so when I got my award and gave a speech, and I said, "There's a guy in the back. Without him, I don't exist," and that's a 1,000,000% fact.
And he told a story when you got your
And I cried. He stood up, and I
Yeah.
cried because it's so true.
Yeah, that was
Without
really-
that guy, but here's the other thing: at the National Hall of Fame, I picked him to introduce me, but he was on video. I love Trip, but it was,
Not the same.
Legret. I should have had Legret, and he was there.
Woulda, shoulda,
and
coulda.
I've been regretting it because I feel
well, it
bad.
probably didn't come across as good too on video as when he was there at the morning show boot camp and you talked about him. That was really emotional. That was,
You know, the thing about Brother Wease, the mystique and everything, you also managed to help a lot of people who said, I can't be on radio. I don't have the voice for it. And I would say, Brother Wease. It doesn't matter. As long as you got the personality, as long as you can connect. There are plenty of people with unique voices. Yours was unique because your patois was also unique. How many people thought you were black before they and
I
thought
met
Uncle
more-
Raj was white?
that was funny.
More people they thought Raj was white and I
Yeah.
was black.
Right. Uncle Raj
But
was white, Brother Wease was
Is
black.
the common denominator with all of us, all the great personalities that came through town, is just that we were personalities and we connected. We were available. We were approachable. We were live and local. You'd see us at concerts, or you'd see us. We'd be there. We were out there. We were street people. You know.
All that's so gone and so sad.
Yeah. You have no more appearances. Nothing. There's nothing, and it sucks. And I would, and other people have mentioned to me, they hope that a smaller, maybe local company, that Odyssey will sell
I think it'll
CMF.
eventually have to come back. What do you
Live
think?
and local is not dead, but on the local, smaller local scale, it's still thriving, which is why I tell people support WRUR, support WGMC, support WDKX, the independent stations that are still live and local and anchored and committed to the community.
Aren't there many cities that don't have any? I remember somebody telling me years ago, I think it was Legret actually, I think he told me that there's going to be some of those iHeart places with no people.
Oh, yeah. there already are.
Salespeople from home, that's it. No
Yeah.
building.
There's
They don't even
yeah.
need a building.
These are in small markets that they own but don't want to get rid of, and they serve multiple communities. But the importance of those stations is that you get no live and local, there's no updates about anything. There could be a big fire coming. There could be a tornado coming. You're not going to know.
So I know you love cars. You still have a Mustang?
I got my Mustang. I have a 40. How old? I have a 84 Buick living room, and the Mustang and whatever else I drive. I never thought I'd have 3 cars.
Well,
but-
we are working with Electric Car Corner
Yep.
out in Farmington. And let me tell you something. I got a hunch you're against, but we have a hybrid in Florida, and we're driving a Jeep hybrid here.
Okay.
I wish my son at some point, he was out there with us, we did a show. Bro, I mean, it's definitely the future no matter what you think. There's other countries right now overloaded and people, how cheap do we get to drive?
Yeah, it's so great because we have one credit card we use just for gas, so that's a really great way that I was easily able to monitor. I was averaging $250, $300 a month on that card.
Yeah.
Now I thought there was something wrong because I forgot about the bill was like $50. I
Yeah.
was like,
My only issue with electric cars is that, especially in heavily populated areas, the need to put in charging stations in your home, the electric grid just cannot handle the capacity of everybody having an electric car and charging.
They do in other countries, but this is a much bigger country.
Because they provided the infrastructure.
So wait a minute, the people I know in Soda's Point with all electric, they have obviously have their own chargers. And I was just telling Jimmy Carlin, I would love an all electric because I don't go anywhere in Florida but an hour a day to the casino and back.
So you get one.
I'm not taking, the only negative at all is if you have to take a big trip.
Yeah.
And I'm never going to take a big trip.
And then you can rent a car.
But they also have those charging stations at places, and even Soda's Point has 2 charging stations.
A buddy of mine who has worked for dealerships for many, many years. He's currently he drives whatever he wants. I was out to visit him, and he took me for a ride in his in an electric Humvee.
A friend of mine has one.
And
what, did you like it?
Well, he says, put your seatbelt on. And he hits it, and it was
they go, bro.
It's like a
zing.
roller coaster.
But he told me, in the winter, when it was really, really cold, the charging slows down. He said he didn't have enough charge to make it to work.
Really?
Yeah, so you can have you can be out of gas and get gas, but if you're out of charge, you got some time,
But if you charge every night,
I know.
and especially if you're somebody with a garage, you're fat.
I know.
But at the Electric Car Corner, I have to tell you, because they have a Dodge Charger,
Oh yeah,
all electric. Have you seen it?
my friend has one. My
Shut
friend
up.
Wally has one.
Does it
Black.
have the button that makes the noise?
Yes.
You
So
know a guy.
I went and I said, Wally, what a badass car, all black, all murdered out.
That's it.
Yeah. And he says, it's electric. I go, what? Why would you do that? And he says, wait, get in. And he starts at nothing. I sit in the car. He says, but wait. He hits the button. Vroom, vroom, vroom. But
Takes,
no vibration, nothing.
so
It's just
funny.
a sound effect. I'm like,
It's
would
kinda
you?
cool.
So I was in Florida about a year ago to visit some folks, and I was staying in a nice hotel in Boca. And, from my terrace, I could see there was the bridge.
wait, you were in Boca?
A year ago, March.
Well, call next time.
Next time I will. I'm going down again in November. I'm going to see Rush in Hollywood in November.
You're going to see who?
Rush. They're playing
The
at the
band
Hard Rock.
Rush?
You're going to Boca to see Rush?
No, they'll be in
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Which is right up the street from you.
Yeah.
In Hollywood.
I'll be there for
Center.
At
3
the
days.
Hard Rock.
I'm staying at the Hard Rock.
Expensive. You're getting duped?
No, my best pal from growing up is head of pediatrics for Holy Cross Medical in Fort
Oh, it's a
Lauderdale.
great hospital. I have to tell you, I have to be careful with my Rochester hospitals. But I have been, for emergency purposes, to his hospital, Holy Cross.
Yeah, they're top
It
notch.
is it fabulous?
Yeah, it's
Bob?
great.
How
Yeah.
they,
They're great.
oh,
Yeah. So, but we were talking about electric cars, and I have no issue with them, and especially for you, if your needs are such that I'm still
No
I'm gonna
trips,
drive
I-
internal combustion engines until I'm done.
and at Electric Car Corner, when we first went there,
Yeah.
I was blown away, bro.
Yeah, they've made it quite-
They're all previously enjoyed.
Mm-hmm.
So we all know the story. somebody that bought it new took the whack.
He's
Now,
the only dealership in a large area that has only electric cars.
if we ever get Chargers at our condominium that I can
We
use,
have Chargers.
I want.
keep talking about this.
He has. I could buy a Cadillac Lyric all electric.
Mm-hmm.
Previously enjoyed hardly any miles.
Mm-hmm.
50 grand. They're like 90 grand.
Mm-hmm.
They have beautiful stuff.
Then do it. The thing is, the technology has evolved and improved, as have the availability of charging stations and things.
It's going to be the thing in the
but-
future, especially with everything going on right now. They keep talking about if this war doesn't get figured out, we're going to have a shortage of gas, and people are
and the
going to
other
be in
thing
line.
is this country's dedication to fossil fuels. They're not going to give up coal. They're not going to give up gas. Not without kicking and screaming.
At some
and
point.
Yeah, we're not as progressive in that sense as some other countries who are more environmentally
Right.
conscious and don't, blow off global warming as a hoax.
Well, Jake drives a big Ford, beautiful truck. It's got to take $100. $100 a gas.
I have 3 cars. 2 of them are 8-cylinder cars.
Oh, God.
So the Mustang and the Buick.
Mine are all 4s.
But,
She has a Mustang, by the way.
We like a
convert-
pussy car.
It's the cost of doing business. I remember you had that red Mustang, red convertible
Me too.
Mustang. Yeah,
Well,
long time ago. But
he didn't really have it.
I don't think the fossil fuel cars are going away anytime soon. But there is more and more acceptance and availability of alternative means of
By the way,
transportation.
I've heard bad things about the batteries. John Iannone said they're guaranteed for long.
Yeah.
God.
Like you said, the technology has come a long way. And any issue that they probably have with cold weather, they're going to, if they have to improve on that.
That's a
that'll
battery
get 'em-
thing. Like
Yeah.
you deal with
The
that charging
ion,
anything.
Lithium-ion batteries can catch fire. They heat up. But what about all the other ancillary things that have popped out? The scooters, electric bikes and the
love-
scooters.
I want an
Bro,
e-bike so
where we
bad.
live, if I was young, I might get killed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Those scooters,
The
they're riding on them.
People ride 'em-
A1A, oh my
Yeah, they're
God.
barefoot,
get
no
an
helmet.
e-bike.
I see people riding with their headphones on. I'm like,
Yeah.
you're going to get what you get.
Yes,
I would
it
no,
scares
just-
the.
And the biggest injuries are concussions and broken wrists that they see in emergency rooms now.
From the
And-
scooters?
Yeah. Scooter injuries
Fall,
have
you get a
skyrocketed in the
I
last
agree
couple
with
of
the
years.
scooters, but the e-bikes, I want an e-bike.
E-bike, you got to have some exercise. What good is the e-bike? You
You
know.
still have to pedal.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but not all the time.
I know, but you can get somewhere.
I know. I got no problem with e-bikes or any of that stuff.
Dave.
Whatever helps people get around.
If she sold her Mustang,
Yeah.
she was going to sell her Mustang, have one car, and get an e-bike. And she goes to yoga every day, and to me, it's far. But that's what she wanted to go
How
on.
far?
And it's in traffic a long way. It's
Traffic is, when you live in a big city, traffic is a constant.
But that's what bicycles have the advantage of,
Yeah.
is avoiding. You can
a
go
little
through it.
thin, a little
But
thin
you pass
lane.
the cars. You have to stop at a red
They-
light.
we-
But
Yeah.
We have bike lanes for the,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, pretty much.
Hey, anything to
everywhere.
beat traffic is okay. Your Mustang, automatic or a stick?
Automatic.
No, it's an automatic.
Cars with sticks are going away. They're not
They are
producing
going
anymore.
away. I had a stick. I had a Mitsubishi
I don't have to worry
Eclipse.
about young people stealing my Mustang because they can't drive a stick.
I had
You're
a stick
right.
for many years. I
They
had a
are not-
Mitsubishi.
Jake, can you
producing.
drive a stick?
when I used to work at Delta Sonic, you'd have to pull the cars up, and a lot of them were stick shift, and I can get it onto a conveyor belt. I don't know if I can get out of first gear.
I had the Mustang out yesterday. It was a beautiful summer evening, and I just took it out for a spin. I go, oh my, the roar of the engine and that 5-speed.
Yeah.
There's just nothing.
5-speed.
Yeah.
Dave, Wease bought a Corvette when he had a very, very short midlife crisis, I guess.
A lot of guys
he bought
do.
a Corvette.
6-speed.
Yeah.
And that lasted very short because he realized he can't hold his coffee.
No coffee
and
cup. No,
drive
the
and-
one not even a coffee cup holder. And I have to drive a stick. And I'm going to poker in the city. What am I shifting? on Monroe Avenue to get to poker.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing. Driving in the city, you're constantly shifting and downshifting. But it is, for car guys, a car with a stick shift is just the tits.
Give me the electric car. Keep the stick
That's
shift,
fine.
keep it
To
on.
each his own.
You know who else lives in Boca when you go down there? Salvatore.
.com.
Soccer Sam is in Boca part-time.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping they're maybe opening in Florida.
Yeah, we have a few sponsors. We have the Electric Car Corner, and then earlier you guys were talking all about weed. We have Cannabis Corner.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been there, you got to check it out.
I
That's
went
Have
to-
you ever
our
been?
buddy's
To a
place.
dispensary or to?
To that
Cannabis
No,
specific
it's on
one.
No.
Right by Savoya's
Do
Bakery.
you grow your own?
Savoya Bakery next
I have
door.
friends who grow, and I've been known to do some growing in the past. But I went to a dispensary for the first time a couple of weeks ago.
Kidding me.
No, because I have no need to buy weed. I have enough friends who grow and enough
Oh,
sources.
you got growers.
Yeah, all my friends grow. So
How is it?
it's nuts. It's insane. It's really, really good weed. These days the weed is really good.
But when
It's-
you go to the store, it's the vape. The
It's so
No,
buds.
well, I go for flower. They have all the products, but, I buy the flower.
He's a
And the
flower
only
guy.
reason I went is because I was waiting for somebody at a doctor's appointment. I was in Spencerport, and they have a new dispensary. There's, let me go check it out. I wanted to try a new flavor, even though I got plenty at home. I said, let me try a flavor I don't have. So I go, and they're very knowledgeable. They ask, what ails you? This, I just want to get high. All right, I want a sativa. I want to get high. So I bought some stuff, and for 3.5 grams, an eighth of an ounce, like $45. If I wanted a quarter ounce or a half ounce from a friend, it wasn't going to be, expensive. Plus tax.
Jake, just tell them about the factory your buddy owns.
Support your local plug. What?
I don't need to tell them. I mean, like people like Dave, there's a lot of other people out there like him that
There's a whole nother group of people that they love those places because you go in and,
Yeah.
and like you said,
Oh,
the
it's-
knowledge and all the different accessories
Yeah.
and the edibles like the candies
Yeah.
and the gummies
Well,
and the
I'm old school. I make my own edibles. I make my
Make
own.
them.
Yeah,
What
that-
you do is after
Oh,
you
he's
harvest
retired.
your weed, all the trim and the little tiny buds, you make butter. You can make butter the old-fashioned way. They now have a butter-making machine. You have a machine. It looks like a coffee pot. You can make butter. You can make oil. You can make tincture. You know tincture?
oil.
Yeah, but what do you do with the butter, for
The
instance?
butter you bake. I make.
Honey, you make it like you
so
make cookies. The cookies
Brownies.
that you
So
get
you
high
make
on.
cookies?
Oh yeah.
How do you know what level shit
Well, that's
you-
my favorite part. I get to be the lab rat. I get to be the guinea pig. I'll make a batch of cookies, and then the next day, before I smoke any flour or anything, I'll eat a whole cookie. And the thing is,
You gotta wait though.
I eat it on an empty stomach, full force in about 2 hours. So in about hour and a
Takes
half.
2 hours?
Yeah,
Edible.
it's much
Holy.
slower, absorbed into the bloodstream. Okay, it's not going through your lungs and getting aspirated right into your bloodstream. It has to go through the digestion process, and it's a different kind of high. It's a body stone. Like when I eat edibles, I liken it to like being hooked up to like a little 9-volt battery, just going. So I make the cookies, and then I realize, all right, I can eat one, or I can eat 1.5, or I can eat 2. But when I give them to other people, I go, start with a half. And it all depends on how much weed you use to make the butter.
Yeah.
But that's what I do.
Have you ever done a little too much?
Yes.
Your dose was like, okay.
Yes, yes, I
What
have.
was that day like?
Slow.
Yeah, well, he ate 5
Not a lot of
cookies
movement,
once.
no.
That he should have ate a quarter.
Yeah,
of
you
a
know the
Commercial
story. Do you know that
cookies.
story? He accidentally ate 5 cookies, thinking they were regular cookies.
Yeah.
in the
thought they were-
I
morning.
thought,
Girl Scout
Dave, I thought I was going to be the first person to die from marijuana.
Yeah. Listen, it's been known to have. There was this columnist for the New York Times. Her name is Maureen O'Dowd, very famous columnist. Years and years ago, when they first started with edibles that they were going to retail, she decided to do an experiment and write about what it's like to do edibles. Except, she wasn't a stoner, and she had never gotten high before. And she ate a whole candy bar instead of just a small square. And she
God.
said she thought she was going to die. Don't do
Oh,
edible.
my.
Yeah. This is Maureen O'Dowd, a very well-known Pulitzer Prize-winning columnist.
She never got high and she experimented.
How did someone not educate her on?
Because I guess more
that?
was unknown about that. But I prefer the home-baked made with butter as opposed to the
Jake, have you done
manufactured
it?
ones.
I've never tried. It's a process. Like
It's
you,
work.
Well, that's the thing. Making the butter used to be an hours-long process. You have to put the butter in the pot. You got to do a lot. And you have to constantly watch the pot and make sure that the temperature does. It's a 3-hour ordeal to get a couple of sticks of butter. You get this machine. You do what's called decarboxylating. You have to heat up the weed a little bit to fully activate the THC. All right. You bake it for about 15, 20 minutes at
How
low
much the
temperature.
machine costs you?
$1.25, $1.50. So then you take, let's see, I use 4 sticks of butter, and I'll use an ounce of weed, and I put it in the machine.
An ounce of weed?
Well, when you got plenty, you use an ounce of weed.
Wow.
So it's not top buds. It's all the little tiny buds that would be a pain in the ass to clean up and everything. So you decarboxylate it, activate the THC, and then you put it in this machine, and over the course of, you set it for butter, and it's about 2 hours, and it heats it and stirs it, and then it heats it and stirs it for 2 hours, and then it beeps, and it's done. And you pour the butter through a strainer into the little silicone trays that are shaped like sticks of butter, and then you put it in the fridge.
How many cookies you get out of an ounce of herb?
Well, it depends on how big you like your cookies. I usually make, from 1 stick of butter, I get about a baker's dozen, 13 or 14 cookies.
Yeah, well,
It's a lot of cookies.
I have trouble getting Wease to just butter a piece of toast, so he's never.
Well, that's
making
the
his
other
own
thing.
butter.
If you use the butter, like my
Like
good
butter.
Newman, who recently left town, I taught him a bunch of stuff, and he gave me some butter once. He says,
You
I
gave
don't
him
know.
some cookies?
Butter. He gave
Butter.
Me butter.
He gave me butter.
Oh,
Because he was
butter.
starting to experiment with butter.
Did he do it?
Oh, yeah. He says, hey, Kane, I got some butter here. You might want to try. So I did, and I, not knowing, I put a schmear on a half an English muffin. I mean, a schmear, okay?
Oh boy.
And I was so hammered.
On a half
Half an English muffin. You don't need more than a tablespoon, even some, depending on how strong the butter is. You don't want a whole schmear, okay? You don't want it lopping off at the sides, because that's what it was.
Well, since my brother Dave Kane said one of my favorite words that has never been on the podcast, schmear,
Schmear.
we're going to take a powder. Dave, I'm really had a great time talking to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
this
you so
is-
much
And
for
I'm
coming.
exhausted, sick, dying.
No, you're not
Oh,
dying.
We're all dying.
We're
but-
tired because we
I'm-
live
I'm-
out in Sodas Point. We had to get up at 4 in the
Oh, we
morning.
all-
Yeah,
already
and I'm
talked
sorry I
about
was late, but
No.
I was just tickled. When I see the posts on Facebook and the Wease family circus, it just, it hits me right here. It gets me in the
Took time.
feels that you still the appeal that you still have, and the affection that people still have for you, and of course the trolls that still have to troll you.
Oh, now you're making me
No.
stay. I have a whole nother subject. Jeez.
No.
we
Yeah,
can do that off the air.
No,
do
we don't
that-
talk about the trolls. We don't give them the time of day.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
Just let him
They're such because they're the same ones that have been there for years, and I'll
Oh,
talk to
yeah,
you after
two
we're done.
big ones.
Yeah,
Same
and no need
for
to
years.
acknowledge them, but they stand out because they're just so vitriolic and such losers. Everybody else loves the Wease, loves the history, the mark that you've made, the indelible mark that we all made, being part of what was a wonderful, exceptional, exciting, fun time to be on the radio, and where we did it and who we did it with. We
Yeah.
were blessed to have that 20 years between the 80s and the 90s to work for the companies we did, to be able to do what we did, to get paid what we did.
You
when
guys
we-
had a good ride.
when we
I have
were
to
with
say.
CBS,
Yeah,
bro.
we didn't. My problem is I never realized how much fun we were having.
And the trips and the fun.
Yeah,
times.
the trips, the
Trips.
concerts, the nuttiness, and
The house,
everything.
everything.
Everything. It was so much fun. And all the people we work with that left, most of the people, did very well.
Yeah.
B.J. Shea, Stephanie, Kevin Legret.
PJ was just here,
I know. For the comedy show, I was out of town.
and he stayed at my crib, and
The list of people that went on to bigger and better things is so huge from CMF and from Rochester in general. I'm so glad that, this is where I ended up.
Yeah.
And stayed, because I have loved living up here. I've just loved my life, and life is good right now.
well, we had such a great time, but we got to end this. Wait a minute, let me see what
So-
holy mackerel, you're late.
Yeah, it's nice to.
You
It's
late
nice
for
to
yoga?
be important, Dave. But it's more
more
important to be
nice.
nice. See ya, Dave Kane.
Thank you.